Hi, today I'm showing how we turn slow manual SAP testing into a fast, reliable automation factory. We move approximately 1,000 plus tests from ALM into X-ray, build robust automation in UiPath Test Suite, manage clean test data in Data Fabric, and push results back to X-ray. So releases shipped faster with less risks. This is what we're delivering. Our goal is simple: over 50% faster test development, higher quality, and end-to-end visibility. Standard first, data first, release aligned and risk-based approach, and it works. But now we want to show you how we are going beyond the factory for you using the Coborg entropy method. We don't want to stop there with the factory. With Coborg entropy-based assessment, we go above and beyond. We reverse engineer minutes, transcripts, and any documentation into a BPMN diagram using lean principles. Remove waste, simplify flow, make handoffs visible. Then we validate the BPMN systematically. Are steps clear, data defined, success criteria explicit, evidence captured? Now the important part. We applied mathematics using Shannon entropy. We measure the unpredictability of each task, each process box, branching, UI volatility, and exception patterns. That numbers tell us objectively where GenAI adds value and minimize hallucination, and where human must lead, where human judgment needs to happen. We call it make a decision versus take a decision. It's a clear operating rule. Taking a decision is quite straightforward. The process that you need to take a decision is well documented. The data which is generated by the process and these data you needed to take a decision are well structured, well formed. The process is not chaotic, it's predictable. And in this situation, AI tends to be better than human to take decision. And then there is part of your business workflow where you have to make a decision. Making a decision is more complex. The data is not structured, not well formed, the process is broken, it's chaotic, it's not predictable, and human tends to be better at AI to do that. We wanted to know if we can use a mathematical approach to do that. Through entropy, we did it. We call it make versus take. Very high entropy. This is make a decision. This needs human judgment. GenAI can assist with context, but people decide. High entropy, make and take. It's both. AI plus human in the loop. Agent execute, human approves key points. Low entropy. Take agentic AI, runs deterministically with some type of intelligence, with templates and guardrails. Very low entropy, don't waste AI. Use simple RPA or rule-based programs. Cheap, fast, reliable. This is crucial because most automation failures come from the wrong work being automated. Entropy lets us aim the effort precisely, automate the predictable, guide the ambiguous, and keep judgment where it belongs. That's how we reduce flakiness, cut cycle time, and lower defect leakage, while staying fully auditable. So let me show you how this works. So this is a fictional problem for Givaudan. The problem statement is a simple one. Givaudan current SAP testing model is slow, manual, and structurally unfit for the pace and complexity of upcoming change. So we need to automate that. And we are saying, how can we use GenAI and agentic AI to help us in this test automation? So this is the problem statement, which you put in. And then there is a meeting which has been carried out by different stakeholders discussing about the as-is process of how testing for SAP is done now with all its problems. Here, as you can see, there's the minutes of the meeting which has been recorded by Copilot, and the transcription has been put here. All the people are talking, the business context, the current test management landscape, the as-is, what are the tools that you use, the repositories, the manual execution model. And here, what we recommend now in meetings, don't take notes. Don't take notes. Just focus on making sure that you cover all the angles required to get the best out of the meeting. And in this case, understanding the as-is process. When this is done, on a click of a button, you can ask multiple LLM to actually go through the test script and use the principle of lean methodology, which we've fine-tuned them to do, and a little bit of Six Sigma to extract the process flow from that minute. Here I'm going to use just one because it takes time to do multiple. And then when you say send, the AI will go through that transcript, apply lean methodology, and extract the process flow in the shape of BPMN. So now this is completed. As you can see, there is a process 1, which is a link. If you accept this, it will be added to the mind map. If you go to the mind map and go to the latest response, which is the process mapping manual testing, here you have the link. When you click on that, as you can see, a BPMN diagram is created based on the transcript of the meeting, what has been discussed. Share scope document, select relevant test case in ALM, manually read ALM test case, adjust steps based on memory, and what have you. Now, what you can do now is you are asking yourself, where in that process can I use agentic AI or Gen AI to automate the as-is so that I can gain some productivity, but also improve some quality. So for example, if you say execute transaction in SAP GUI. So if you click on that process, just that process, and you open the little investigator here, this window opens. This is for execute transaction in SAP GUI. And here there are annotation fields. These annotation fields are things that actually influence or impact a process. For example, what are the input data type coming into or going out of this process? Are they structured, like RDBMS? Are they semi-structured with JSON or XML? Or are they completely unstructured, text and image? What about the data complexity that this process has? Is it simple, a lookup, moderate, or complex, multimodal? The decision criteria, is it rule-based, fixed? What are the decision criteria that this process is using? Is it probabilistic? Is it judgmental? And you've got all of those different annotations, which are typical fields that affects a process box as per the lean methodology. So what you do here, you start rating them. You could say here, yeah, about 67% is structured because it's a GUI, maybe more. And then a little bit more of semi-structured. Data complexity, it's simple, a bit more for moderate. Decision criteria, put it like this. Process variability, rare, and a bit more occasional. So what you're doing is you're using the slider to select the percentage of that particular annotation field as an impact to that process. And then when you press save, it calculates the entropy, which is the degree of disorder for that process, execute transaction in SAP GUI, and tells you a recommendation. Here it's telling you it's high entropy. So it's the use of Gen AI or agentic AI with human in the loop. It gives you the top drivers and the reason. And if it was very high entropy, it would have been human judgment only. If it's low entropy, use just Gen AI and agentic AI. And if it's very low entropy, you don't even need AI, use RPA or rule-based traditional software. And then what you can do is a deep analysis where it takes the minute of the meeting plus the BPMN diagram generated plus the calculation of the entropy and give it to multiple LLM to create a report on the risks management, the change management, the different aspect of what has to be done in order to implement GenAI within this process box. There you go. You see the executive summary, scope and context, stakeholder analysis, and everything. And then let's say you decide, yeah, I want to build the agentic AI now. You will need to orchestrate it in an agentic orchestrator engine like Copilot, Power Automate, or you might be using Google Gemini Enterprise Vertex, where you can use YAML. In this case, if you click on Copilot Studio and you say download, it will generate 60% of the code required that you can push into Power Automate. And then there, you can continue your orchestration by changing the endpoints and adding more variables and deploy your agent. And as you can see, it's been downloaded, the agentic workflow. And if I open it, that is the code, which you can push to Power Automate and then continue the configuration of the agent. So from this now, you can decide to take another process box and systematically go in and rate it as we did, calculate the entropy, and then using that, you have a more formal decision if GenAI will maximize value here and minimize hallucination so that there is no domino effect of failure. So from a meeting transcript to an agentic workflow in hours rather than days. Thank you very much.